If you are watching this video, I am assuming you might have just gone through a breakup, or maybe you're in a relationship and currently thinking about breaking up with your boyfriend. But today I'm going to be talking about why I think you need to go through your spiritual awakening entirely before you commit to a partner. I got my first boyfriend when I was 15 years old, and me and him dated for almost 2 years, and then as soon as me and him broke up, I had a new boyfriend like a month later. And again, that relationship was also another like 2 years of my life. And when me and him broke up, I was about 19. I was in college. It was my freshman year, and I went through this spiritual awakening. Like, it was like the start of my spiritual awakening in my college dorm, like right after this breakup. And it was like 1 month I was single, alone in my college dorm, and I just started going through this deep spiritual awakening, and I felt like I was becoming a new person. I was getting to know myself on a whole different level. And then a month later, I ended up meeting another guy and jumped right into another relationship, which again was another like 2 years of my life. I would never admit it when I was in my relationship the last 2 years of my life, but that 1 month when I started my spiritual awakening, the second I got into a relationship 1 month later, I felt like that really put a pause on my spiritual awakening journey. And I just really want to share with you guys why I felt that way, why I felt like getting into a relationship put a pause onto my spiritual journey. Spiritual awakenings are so transformative. Like, you are literally stripping all of your beliefs from when you were a child and kind of reshaping who you are as a person. And I just kind of felt like when you're with a partner, especially at a young age, when you're kind of going through the most transformations in your entire life, you kind of start to become one being with your partner without even realizing it. You know, there were just so many decisions that we had to make together. Like, I felt like I had to alter kind of what I wanted around also what he wanted to make sure our futures were aligning. And now that we've broken up and I've spent so much time alone, I'm kind of starting to wake up, I guess, in a way, again, like I once did before I got into a relationship. And I'm starting to realize, like, maybe all those things I thought I wanted in a relationship, like for my future, I actually didn't want. Like, that's not actually what my calling is. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing or where I'm supposed to be living or whatever. It's just kind of what I thought I wanted because in a way I was like combined with someone else. I full-heartedly believe if you are still in college or like high school, living in your hometown, whatever it is, and you're going through a spiritual awakening, and I say this because not everyone is spiritual awakened, obviously. So that's why I feel like there are some couples where it's like if you guys met in high school or college or in your hometown and they stay together at a really young age, that's okay. But I feel like a spiritually awakened person literally cannot be in a relationship until after their spiritual awakening. I really do believe that you need to figure out, where is your soul calling to live? Where is your soul calling to work? Where is your soul calling to do on a day-to-day basis? All your hobbies, like every single day, like that takes a lot of like spiritual work to really get to what your soul's purpose is in life, and like actually get to that point where you're living there, you're working that job, you're doing those hobbies. And I just really think that, like, if you want to find a partner, you should get to there first and then find a partner who aligns with you, versus kind of dating someone before your spiritual awakening journey or during, whatever, because that kind of I feel like it just kind of like puts a break in it in a way, and you start to alter things around that person without realizing it. But it's like your soulmate or whoever you're really meant to be with will align with you once you've become that version of you who is spiritually awakened entirely and not still kind of going through the transformation. You know what I mean? I mean, we're changing all the time, but the beginning of your spiritual awakening is the most important time to be alone, to be single, to get to know you, to spend time alone. And I just think it's so important to just have that independence before you find a partner.